There are 65 million people in Britain today, and official statistics show the category white British has reduced, while all other ethnic minority groups expanded. What the Casey review has found amounts to a worrying picture of segregation, hostility and suspicion, with all groups affected.
That's not only people in the Pakistani heritage and Bangladeshi heritage communities, but actually young black men in this country at the age of 18 to 25 are still much more likely to be unemployed than their white counterparts. And obviously white working class Britain in some areas of the country are still falling behind enormously in terms of their education.
Immigration to the UK has doubled in the last 20 years. Before 1997, it was 300,000 people a year. In 2015, 600,000 people arrived in the UK. 86% of British Muslims feel a strong sense of belonging to Britain, but 46% felt life in Britain was difficult due to prejudice against them. The Casey review found that Muslim women in particular were being squeezed out of mainstream society. A kind of three tiers of discrimination were discovered. Firstly, being a woman. Secondly, being from an ethnic minority. And thirdly, being a Muslim. It's a reality that infuriates bright young British Muslims.
So if I go into a workplace, people have assumptions that I'm not going to go to the pub, or I'm not going to hang out, or I'm not going to shake a man's hand because I'm a Muslim woman. And these things, they almost become your identity, and you have to fight on a daily basis. It sounds crazy, but on a daily basis you really have to fight against these stereotypes.
The Casey review criticises the reluctance to challenge what it calls regressive and harmful cultural practices for fear of being branded racist. It is a challenging report and is already provoking debate. The Henry Jackson Society is a right-leaning think tank.
When you look at some of the factors that the report has thrown up, if you look, sort of a lack of English language skills in certain areas, second-class status of women in certain areas, that means those problems are going to get worse rather than better without some effective intervention from the state.
The report concludes that the problem has not been a lack of knowledge, but a failure of collective, consistent and persistent will to do something about it. Paul Brennan, Al Jazeera, London.